Okay, we are moving on to chapter 6, which we are starting Microsoft Excel. I'm super happy to do that. It's one of my actually favorite programs to do. It's very, very, very powerful, and it can integrate with pretty much any other of the Microsoft Office Word. Excuse me, not Word specifically, but Word, other Excel sheets and books. It links to Outlook. It can go into a presentation and go to Teams, any of the Microsoft products it can link to. It's really cool. And what's really interesting is if you've ever thought about opening like an online business, it will link to, if I remember correctly, it will link to a couple of the online platforms for ordering and tracking your books, and then also integrate to some IRS software. So QuickBooks is one of them to track inventory and stuff like that. And then QuickBooks will actually do your taxes and stuff for you. Something different. I'm not an expert on those. Don't ask me specifics, but I know that it does. Like, it's kind of cool. Yeah, no, not an expert at those. I use basic IRS software for my taxes. I'm good. Okay, so let me switch over. We're going to cover the ribbon really fast and get everyone going. Let's share screen, screen 2. And so, Jasmine, can you see my screen right here? My mouse moving around like an insane person?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the ribbon is very similar to that.
And is this still on Word?
No, we're moving on to Excel.
Oh, okay. I don't think a lot of people knew that because I know people were waiting for the Excel thing to start.
Okay, yeah, put the word out. We're starting Excel. I can always recap on this.
Okay.
Today's going to be like super basic, and then
Okay.
nitty gritty.
Okay, so we're
More
already in
advanced stuff.
Excel. Okay, I'll let them
Yeah,
know that.
yeah, and then PowerPoint, which will last for about 4 weeks, also.
Okay.
And then we'll do intermediate for 12 weeks, and then we'll do advanced stuff, those will all be different textbooks.
Okay.
And I'm going to do my best to get free PDFs. If not, I'll have Coyote Valley purchase the textbook that I purchased, and then maybe ask Bryant and beg him to maybe scan, or someone that can take the time to scan each chapter, and then I can digitize it, and then we can go from there.
Yeah.
Okay, the ribbon far left is literally, the first half is literally the same. I mean, there's really hardly anything different. Conditional formatting, that's a little bit different. So it's highlighting specific cells to do certain tasks and record data. So you know, like your data bars, which you can choose the color, and then you can actually put in there what the percentage is, what the probability is, whatever you're actually doing. Gradient just means it goes from the clear or white to whatever color that you choose. Solid just means it's completely solid where it starts and then moves over. It's not fancy. The rules, we'll get into those. Manage the rules. So let me just show you new rule. So let's just say you want it to highlight or choose a color. Let's just say red. Lowest is, let's change this. Number value is, let's say, 49%. Then it's going to be red if it's green. Let's just say it's highest value. We'll change that number. Percent is going to be 80. So if you put in something in there, let's just say this is 85%, it should turn out green. And if you change it and say 12%, then it should turn red. But it's not doing that. So let's try 49%. No, it's not. Okay, it's fine. Fine. Be that way. Let's do my visuals. Roll. Okay, be that way. Only one of those days. We'll clear the roll. There you go. We'll get into those exactly how to program them right. Biggest thing is it gives you a visual aid. Look for the colors, basically. We'll get into formatting, different styles in there. That the stylistic portion of this, I will kind of skip over here and there, just because you can play with that yourself. And it's personal preference on what you like, what you don't like, and what's appropriate for whatever task you're doing. However, the actual nitty-gritty, the actual programming of these cells, and then eventually getting into your macros, which are the automated process. Remember, macros we're not going to do for a while, but when we do it, you're going to hate life with me on this one, because it can be very difficult, and that's going to be underneath the automated section to record the actions.
Mhm.
You have to add in the script, and you have to literally do a process, and the computer records you doing the process. And then once you have that flow template done, then it will automatically do that flow template for you once you engage the actual macros on there.
Oh, okay.
It is amazing, especially if you have thousands of data points that you must get through in a matter of hours. This will do it all for you in seconds, and it's amazing. But that's not going to be for a while. Let's just get comfortable with doing basic stuff.
Mhm.
Okay. So Jasmine, let's just do some super basic stuff. If you need to add in cells, let's just say name, date, I think wage, wage. Okay. So I'm just adjusting these one at a time.
Okay.
There is a way to do that, where you click them all and then you click a certain button and it moves them over.
Mhm.
I can show you guys that in a little bit, but I just like doing it the old-fashioned way. The age. Okay, we have John Smith. Let's just say here. Oh, here we go. Jerry Springer, since he died today. Saw that on the news. Kids were talking about it. Okay. Okay. So, hire date. Let's just say. Oops. Come on. It's too long. We'll do that probably later. Let's just say 4.7 for 2015. Okay, let's just say everyone was hired that day. Oh, hourly rate. Jasmine, give me an hourly rate that's reasonable out there in Mendocino County, like where you're at.
I think it's 15, right?
I want to say it's like 15 or $16 an hour. I know minimum wage is going up again.
Yeah, I think it's 16 then.
I want to say don't quote me on this, but I heard that our president is trying to push for a $25 an hour minimum federal wage.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Milk is gonna go to like $50 a gallon. It's stupid. So let's just say $15 an hour. Okay, let's just say Jane has a college degree, so she gets $17.50 an hour. 15 an hour. Jerry Springer, he's amazing, so he gets like $24 an hour. Okay, so we need to get all of these as dollar signs or dollar amounts. Okay, first let's go here to here. This is already on date. So you go into the number section, and then you have all these options.
Oh, what the heck?
Okay. So short date is just like digits. If you want long dates, you can click that, and then you're gonna have to kind of open it up. It makes it really legible. Okay. It's not necessary on everything. It depends on like I said, what you're doing. Here, you just select that, and then you go over here, go from general, and then currency is money. Accounting is what you want because it moves the dollar sign all the way over to the left. It's not hugging your dollar sign. Okay.
So what's the difference?
So watch here. If you go to back to accounting and you just go currency, see how it puts it right to the 1.5.
Okay.
You don't want that. You want it all the way over. And
why is that?
It just makes it easier when you get bigger dollar amounts.
So, okay,
okay. Like for the smaller stuff, it's not too bad. I used to help run and manage a healthcare firm down in Cloverdale. Our operating daily budget was $722,000 a day.
Okay.
So when you get those really big numbers, you have to move it. It needs to be away from everything else, otherwise it just kind of jumbles together.
Okay, so it just looks neater.
It just cleans it up. That's all it does. Okay. Hours worked, keep it general, or you can just say number. General just is fine. Okay. Okay, let's say what's the average hourly worked for out there? Is it 40 hours a week for everyone, or is it 32, 40?
Yeah, 40.
40? Okay. So we can just say 40 all the way down. So I do not take this little thing and drag it down and watch what happens. You do that, or sometimes it will go 41, 42, 43, 44. Sometimes it counts up. Okay. We got lucky. It didn't do that.
It's because you're showing it to everybody. So
right. So it's showing it to everyone. Okay. Now, instead of when you do auto sum, which is all the way over here, that adds them together. We're going to put in totals here. Okay. And then we're going to do Control B. And we're going to do Control B again. So everything's folded. Okay. This will be left blank. We can say this is going to be your average wage. This is going to be your average hours worked for everyone. And then this is going to be how much everyone made. Hey, honey. So let's first calculate this. You're going to do an equal sign. You can take either one of these. It really doesn't matter when you're doing the multiplication. You can click it and see how it says D2. So that's D column, second row. So you're
Okay.
selecting that, and then you do your asterisk. So shift 8 is the times, and then you select the next one that you're doing multiplication for. If you're doing rows and columns, they should be next to each other. But let's just say you have something here and you need to find something like down here. You can select here times that by that and give a total like way over there somewhere else. And that's perfectly acceptable. And then you just hit enter. And look at that. $600.
Okay, so it adds it for you.
Right. Now, so this has a formula. This is what the formula is. This is going to be the same formula for all of them. Look at that. I did it once. I dragged down the formula because if I click here, look, D5 times C5, D5 times C5. And you can do that a ridiculous amount. As long as the formula must stay the same, it will mimic the formula all the way down. Save yourself a lot of time. You don't need to type it in every single time. Don't mess with that. Now, we're going to add up all of these. So we're going to hit auto sum and see how it already automatically selected all of them. Well, I don't want E6. I want E5. Oh my goodness. It sucks. I hate when this happens. Like that. This is where it's finicky when they did the update a couple years ago. It is so difficult sometimes. So go select over here, and then you select E5. 65. E5. There you go. So it just now totaled it. Now here, we want to do the average. Equals average. Here to here. So what I did is I clicked the first one, then I hit the shift key, and then I selected where I needed to. And then see where it closes that off. And then just you can hit enter and it will automatically put in the closing bracket. So the average is there. Let's see what the average wage is. You can literally take this and drag it this way, and it gives you your average wage. Because it's the same formula. Okay. Now, if you were trying to do like how many, different days, if you wanted to count how many people, you can always do a count. Let's just say equals count here to here. It says 0, but we can count the cells. If you have numbers associated to each person, like employee numbers, then you can keep the count. But that literally will count how many people there are or how many cells there are in Desert Right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So those are like some super basic like things. Let me minimize this and then I'll show you the one website. And I encourage everyone to like download as many as possible. So dates, okay, converting. Then you have dates minus representation, today. Okay, so it equals to today, and then
Oh, cool. Is this
year.
on
This is going to be on Google Classroom. I'm going to post all of these for you guys to take a look at, and then you can even do a Google search. Like I just did it really fast just to see. In less than half a second, 23.7 million results. And custom guide, I think you have to pay for that one. Sure. Oh no, you don't. Okay, cool. So I'll post this one too for you guys.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Cool.
And that gives you lots of things to do. It's still loading. Okay. So I'll post that for you guys also.
Mhm.
So like I said, there's tons and tons and tons and tons of resources. And here's the guides that I was telling you about before we started recording. So these are just some of the functions. Now there's, oh God, I want to say there's a couple hundred different actual introductions to the actual Excel. So when you get to this, see where it says average right here? There's well more than 100. I want to say there's close to 200 different types of those with the intros to whatever the function is going to be. Because when you get into some of these like super elaborate formulas, let's just say you're entering like you're linking multiple sheets, so you put the here and you add another sheet and you keep going. So let's just no. Yes, I accept the correction. I don't care. Okay, so rental property analysis. One thing that I am starting is a rental property company. We're trying to buy houses in Texas where my brother lives.
Mhm.
So like some of these, when you get down to let's see, monthly HOA, property taxes, you can actually take this and program it to whatever your annual tax rate is. What the assessed value is when you get all the way down here, cash flow, you'll be able to actually adjust some of these. Where these are already preset and pre-programmed,
Mhm.
you can actually do that yourself. Long-term analysis, these are all a lot. I can't change them. But these are all built off of information like this.
Mhm.
So it's really interesting on how it can be done. And there's templates that are already built and you can always replicate those. Okay, so let's see. I know I've covered a huge majority of it. All right, so let's open up. Do chapter 6. Oh, name right. No, my computer's going crazy. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, no, we've already done that. Okay. So let me show you guys. Okay. So here, pivot tables. I love pivot tables. I have to show you guys that one this time. Ah, there we go. Okay, so you know how I was telling you about there's all the different functions that you can do. So there's the insert the function where you pick it yourself and you know what it exactly is. If you don't, you can always do auto sum, average, count numbers, max, minimum, more functions, which would put you back to the same menu as function. Recently used, you can do any of these. That's standard deviation. So, on a bell curve, it's the average portion that goes out. I can do the math for you if you ever needed that by hand, but this does it for you. Financials, take a look at just for financials. Okay, then there's logical. So the if errors, ifs, if you let something go past, then it will flag it. It will scan, switch if you need to switch a number with another number, do that, or a name. If it's false, it'll pop up red. Then you can do your texting. I don't mean with your cell phone, but I'm talking about text code. Insert date and time. These are all the different types. Now is really cool because it literally goes to the second. Lookup, you can do any of these where it actually looks up something with a function. Math and trig. The likelihood of you guys using this with financial analysis for what you're doing there in the business is this is more scientific as well as statistical analysis if you're doing like heavy investing. More functions, statistical stuff, you might use these. There's even more on this version than my last version. Engineering, that's brand new. I don't even know how to use those. Don't ask me. Cubes, I've done the cube before. Information, looking for information from sheets, compatibility, if it's compatible with something, and web, which that one's new too. So I'll have to take a look at engineering and those later. Your name manager, you can change, you can add the different names, manage them appropriately, what their values are. Let me think here. The cat's scratching up the door and another man's foot. And not think. Okay, so I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. So Jasmine, do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so. I think I just did the thing wrong. So I'm doing the same thing that you were doing from the first one with the name, date, the hourly wage.
Okay.
So I did it just to see like how each one works, how you did it. I just practiced it on my own. And then I think I messed it up at the total income one.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make you a co-host. So you have sharing privileges. Just make sure whatever information you have up is hidden. So only when you click share screen, only select the active screen that you need for Microsoft Excel, and it should be fine. And because it's still recording, just so you know.
Okay. Okay, 1 second.
See if I can help you. Hopefully I can help.
Can you see mine?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
So this part.
Okay, so click it. Oh, you did plus, not times.
Okay, so when we do the times, we do have to put
The asterisk. No, so go to your formula in the actual ribbon where it says D2 plus E2. So
okay.
get rid of the plus and do shift 8.
And then you shift 8.
Shift 8.
Oh, okay. Okay.
See, now hit enter. See how I changed it? Now click backwards to 600 and then drag it down.
So just click this and then drag it?
Yeah. you have to use that toggle. So
Oh,
unselect it. So just click off of it. There you go. Now click on the 600. Now, yep, and then drag it down. There you go.
all right. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, these aren't the right numbers.
Now, and here, let's try it. Let's play with a little bit of conditional formatting. Go ahead and highlight the 600, 700, 600, 960. So highlight all of them.
Highlight all of them.
Yeah, no. So just select all of them.
Oh,
Okay, now click conditional formatting. So let's do, yeah, let's do less than. We'll just pick one. Okay, so it says 780, it's gonna be that. So yeah, I guess we can do 699 and change that value to 699.
this one.
Yeah. 699. Period.
Like that.
Yep, and then hit enter. There you go. And so if you see that there's anything that's less than 700 is itemized in red.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's what it does is if you put in the associated rules for it, you can always change it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so like if you change, let's just mess with Jane H. Well, let's drop her to like 30 hours and see what happens. So change her hours to 30. And then hit enter. Look at that. And it automatically changed.
Okay, that's cool.
And then same thing with, Jerry Springer. He got in trouble. He got down to 20 hours after that. He's screwed. Yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
Okay, now do an auto sum at the bottom of each one.
Do what?
Okay, so we're gonna try some of the other formulas. Okay,
Okay.
right there, hit the
Mhm.
equals,
Oh, hit the equal sign.
hit the equal sign, and then type in A, V, and then it should auto populate.
A, B.
V as in Victor.
Oh,
Okay, so it's the second one down there, average. Double click it. Now
okay.
click at where it says Johnny B 40 hours. Click that one.
The
The very top
E2?
hour one that you're doing, 40.
Oh, okay. So you put 40?
No. You have to use the cell. So it would be E2
Oh, okay, okay. That's what I thought. E2.
and then colon. That's a comma, colon, the two dots.
Oh, yeah.
And then it'd be E5.
Do you have to hit the space? Does it matter?
No space.
And then
Okay, and
enter.
then hit enter. Look at that. You did your average hourly for all of them. How many
Okay.
hours worked? Okay, now go to right
All
under.
right, right here. Hold on. Okay.
Okay, and then go to total income at the very bottom of it. You're gonna do a cheat.
Oh, right here.
No, go up one. Okay, and then all the way over to the right where it says auto sum.
Okay, sorry, I'm not seeing that.
Okay, so you see where conditional formatting is, right?
Yeah.
Keep going to the right, past where it says format. It says auto sum. It looks like a backwards E. It's really weird looking. To the right, other direction.
I'm so sorry.
Go up one. There you go. Click that.
Okay.
There you go. Now just hit enter.
Oh, okay.
and
Oh,
there's your total.
hmm.
Now all you have to do is see where your hours worked, click that cell again, and then drag it to the left with the little toggle. So the little green toggle, bottom right hand corner.
All right here.
To your left. There you go. Now drag it to your left. Yep, right there. And that gives you your average hourly work rate for everyone.
Okay, okay.
See? You got
Yeah.
it. Yay.
You said this was the basic stuff?
Oh yeah, this is super basic. But this is what I'm saying. I have no problems doing 2 weeks of like basic, super basic stuff, especially if everyone shows up tomorrow and they're like,
Mhm.
okay, we need to learn this. Cool. Let's just do a whole shit ton of practice and we'll walk through it together. And I have no problem doing it because if you can master Excel, dude, it's great. I mean, it can be used for so many different things.
Yeah, that's why I like to like while you're doing it, I like to mess with it on my own because then I can be like, wait, how did you do that?
Right. And Excel is a lot easier to mimic what I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
than Word.
Mm-hmm.
Word is Word is Word.
Yep.
Okay.
Even then, I feel like I'm still gonna go back and watch videos.
Oh yeah. I'll post um some Microsoft trainers that
Mm-hmm.
they went through a higher level certification that I did. They became an actual like master level of Microsoft. I don't even know how they get that
Mm-hmm.
other than working for Microsoft. And they're like 3 and 4 hour videos. They're super freaking long. But I mean, the depth that they go into, it's insane. I skipped through a few things where I was struggling when I was learning stuff, or
Mm-hmm.
things that changed, and it's really helpful. Very, very, very helpful. So I'll just post like just a ridiculous amount of links for everyone.
Yeah.
And obviously, I don't expect you guys to sit through like 4 hours of someone showing you how to do things, but it's a
Yeah,
resource.
but if you have like extra time and you can always go back to where you left off and just keep.
Yep, that's exactly it. You can like it, and you can stay in your little profile that you have on YouTube.
Mhm.
And
Will we always have access to the Google Classroom even after these are over, or?
yeah, I'll keep it open for you guys. I won't archive it.
Mhm.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, so what is that? All
We're
right,
gonna stop sharing it.
yeah, you can do that, and I will stop recording, um, and then